Okay, back to Like a Slow Burning Fire. And right now I'll be reading chapter 23. Chapter 23 is called Fullers, Part 2. I've got 3 days before I leave for Newfoundland on Sunday, and I'm still working, and Hopper and I have a DJ gig Saturday night, so I'm busy sorting everything out. I told my new boss at Sears I was going, and he said, "That's great for you, but we should give me some time to find someone." And I said, "Sorry, got in the last minute." He said, "Yeah, that's my point." I asked Freddie if he'd be up for DJing with Hopper, and he said love to, and Hopper said good with him, even though Freddie falls in love with random fiddle players. Dunk said he'd hold my room for me, and I said I'd still pay a chunk of the rent while I was gone, and he said sweet. And then the phone rang, and it was Soccer Club Ronnie. He told me that his pal Caesar has a sister who runs a B&B in downtown St. John's, and she has a room if I need one. I said to Ronnie, "You have a friend named Caesar?" And he said, "You know him, the guy with the long hair. Girls love him." And I said, "Oh, yeah." And then Ronnie gave me a Newfoundland number. And I called Caesar's sister and set it up. And just like that, thanks to Ronnie, who knows everyone, including guys named Caesar, I have a place to live in St. John's. I got one of the mechanics at Sears to sneak my car in for oil and a tune-up. And he said, "I changed your fan belt. Goddamn thing was about to go. Long ride to the Rock. You don't need that bullshit." And I said, "Thanks," and gave him a 12 blue. I had dinner with my mom and my brothers. My mom said, "I'm proud of you. You're going to be a great teacher." And I said, "Thanks," and changed the subject to tires. I popped over to my dad's place to say goodbye. He said, "Go easy on the screech," then pulled $400 in 20s out of his pocket and said, "Here's a few bucks. It's the most I can get in a day. So if you need more, let me know." I called Billy to say thanks, and she said, "Make sure you go to the Ship Inn and Bridget's and Aaron's on Water Street. There's always live music. And don't forget Chess's for the fish and chips. You're going to love it so much, you won't want to come back." I tell her thanks again. I really mean it. "I'll call you sometime. Thanks." Later that night, Hopper and Freddie and a bunch of the guys had a little going away thing for me at the Prescott, and we had square pizza and quarts of beer, and nobody knew about the McDonald's parking lot thing, which made life easier. So now it's Saturday night, and Hopper and I are at the Tudor Inn wrapping up my last gig. The night goes well, and the car is loaded up. We get in, and Hopper says, "Fuller's?" And I nod. We sit at our usual table and order fries, and when the waitress asks if we want gravy, Hopper says, "No thanks," and I smile and say, "Sure, that'd be great." Our order comes quickly, and I'm digging into my fries with the delicious gravy when Hopper says, "Hey, remember this tune? That night?" I turn my chin towards the ceiling and listen to the music playing in the background. The Carpenters, "We've Only Just Begun." "Yeah, that was great," I say. We get talking about this wedding we DJ'd a couple years back at the Chateau Laurier for this old couple. They were about 65, and neither one had been married before. They'd gone to high school together and met up decades later, and this was their wedding song. It was a hot, sticky night, and the AC wasn't working, and everyone changed into shorts and T-shirts, and the dance floor was rocking and packed all night long. Their first dance was this Carpenters tune, and they looked so cool waltzing their way through it, sharp and sure, with these big smiles. "Always had a soft spot for the Carpenters," Hopper says. "Sweet melodies, nice harmonies." "Yeah, me too," I say. "My mom had the greatest hits on 8-track. I loved it." "Yeah, guilty pleasures for sure." And then he raises his chin. "Dude," he says, "I've been thinking about something. That night at McDonald's?" "Yeah," I say. I shake my head. "Crazy." "Yeah," he says. "Anyway, you know when you swung at that guy? Gotta admit, part of me wanted you to smash his fucking head in. I mean, I'm glad you didn't, and it's good they took off, but part of me really wanted that asshole to get that thing right between his fucking eyes." "Yeah," I say, "those fuckers had it coming. But I didn't want to kill the guy. I don't know. I wasn't really thinking. I just swung that thing, and I'm glad he fell back. Good thing. So I don't want to go to jail for killing some asshole in a parking lot. Like you hear about that shit, and you think, that's fucked up. Then it's you. But it doesn't seem real because you don't see yourself as this nutcase who'd do that kind of thing." "Yeah," Hopper says, "to be honest, I didn't know you had it in you. I seriously thought you're going to kill the guy. Kind of freaked me out a bit. I'd never seen you like that before. Never seen anyone like that." "Yeah," I say. "I didn't know I had it in me either. I don't know. It just came out fucking crazy. Like this psycho dude just took over. It's like I had that thing in my hand and I didn't know what to do. I had no plan. I didn't think. I just wanted to smash that fucking guy's head in." Yeah, Hopper says, messed up for sure. I don't know. I said, I just want to forget about it. I mean, I snapped, like totally lost it. It's not what you're supposed to do, you know? You're supposed to be calm and cool, like in control, keep your shit together and handle it. Yeah, but those guys, no fucking way they were just gonna like let it go. Yeah, but when I snapped, I wasn't faking it. I swung that thing right at that guy's head like some fucking nutcase. Yeah, Hopper says, but it's not like there's a book on it, like some asshole picks a fight with you and you're supposed to follow these steps or whatever. Yeah, I wish life had like a pause button where you could stop time and freeze it, figure shit out, like make sense of some fucked up situation, think it through and get a plan. I mean, I wrote this essay about how when you're in a crisis, like something intense goes down, you're put to the test and your true character comes out and who you really are is revealed for the whole world to see. That night, I almost took that fucking guy's head off. So what does it say about dude? Hopper says, you just reacted. Maybe because you've been there, you didn't want to go back. What, the pickup thing? Yeah, that's done. Fuck it. Yeah, but it happened. You can't just like avoid it forever, never talk about it and pretend it didn't happen. What's to talk about? Got my head kicked in and I felt like a total loser. The end. Yeah, but that night, you did what we've always been told to do. Talk it out, work it out. And I got fucking pounded. Dude, I was in that driveway, some random house, and I see these headlights coming right fucking for me. I'm shitting my pants. I'm thinking just chill. This fucking guy for sure thinks I'm somebody else. So I'm thinking just be cool. Get out of the car and explain I didn't do anything. He'll say all good and it's over. This fucking guy was crazy. He wanted to kill me. And I'm sitting in this cop car and I feel like a kid, like a total fucking loser. Dude, you just did what you thought. Yeah, I thought. Fuck that. Jesus, I still check the mirror when I'm driving at night. Well, shit luck, man. Hopper says that's it. No, it was me thinking I'd be able to work things out and I didn't. I got pounded and it fucking sucked. Yeah, but no buts, man. I got my ass kicked. Then at McDonald's that night, we didn't get pounded. Good. Fucking right. But I went the other way. I didn't think at all. I just went fucking nuts and almost killed that dickhead. Dude, Hopper says, moments of crisis, like both nights, they were fucked up. And maybe for one of them, you thought too much. For the other one, you didn't think at all. Yeah, I say. But that guy in the parking lot, you swung at him and he fell back on his ass. Yeah. And you had that fucking crowbar in your hand and in your hand and your arm in the air and you held it. You could have killed that fucking guy. He was down. He was shitting himself, afraid he was going to get that fucking thing in his skull. But you held up. You didn't do it. So you didn't totally lose it. Yeah, I say, but I wanted to smash that asshole's fucking head in so bad. But you didn't. And that pickup bastard, you had that guy up against the wall. Right then, it could have been really fucking bad for both of you. Yeah, I had him, I say, but backed off. I couldn't crank that wheel. Gave the fucking guy a lane. So maybe that was a moment of crisis right then when you had that guy on the edge and you let up. You gave the fucker some room. Then, and the McDonald's thing, you could have pushed it and smashed that guy's fucking head in, but you didn't. So you're not totally fucking crazy. Yeah, maybe, I say. Dude, says Hopper, those McDonald's assholes and the pickup fucker, it happens. It's life. It's just out there. It's random and it's brutal. And you saw it that night with that pickup fucker, and we saw it with those McDonald's assholes. And you're thinking you were there twice, like right in the middle of all this shit. So it must be you. So you're beating yourself up. Man, give yourself a fucking break. Yeah, I say, I hear you. But that night with the pickup fucker, I threw my arm up in the air. The nutcase was going around me and he almost clipped me. So I put my arm up like, what the fuck? I should have left it alone. Two hands on the wheel, eyes straight ahead. But I didn't. Then I almost smashed then I almost smashed him into the barrier thing. I pushed him way the fuck over and I should have just let it the fuck alone. Yeah, but you didn't know that then. Just like I didn't know the fucking McDonald's dipshit would hear me call him an asshole. So shit goes down. You take it and carry on and you remember. All that bullshit about crisis and character. Life's messy. It moves way too fast. We can't always be this fucking wise, perfect being. That shit's for books and movies. This is life, dude. This is real. Yeah, I say, but both those nights, everything happened so fast and I couldn't keep up. Fucking fight or flight, you know? There's got to be something in the middle. It's like I can't find a sweet spot, something in between. I can't find that place outside of myself. And I can't find it inside myself either. I can't be that guy who's smooth and cool and like together. Hey, Hopper says, who can? You think Freddie can or Sully or me? You think I'm totally good with that night at McDonald's? I didn't find the perfect thing to do because I had no fucking idea what was happening. It's hard, especially when shit's going down. There's no time to weigh all these options and create this perfect response. You can't just snap your fingers and be the guy you think you're supposed to be, the guy you wish you were. Dude, that guy doesn't exist. Not inside you or me or fucking anyone. Yeah, maybe, I say. Dude, nobody knows the perfect thing to do, especially when shit's going down. All this stuff we go through, it's tough, it's killer, and it all becomes part of us. And in a way, I think it enriches us because it opens our eyes to what's real, like who we are, how things work, and the dirty ways of the world. And it all becomes part of us, and we carry it with us. Yeah, I say we fucking carry it with us, no doubt. Yeah, and if we don't pick it up and hold it in our hands and look at it, like stare it down, it can ruin us. If you don't deal with it, you're going through life faking it, like playing this role where you're trying to be this bullshit person who isn't real. So we got to look at who we really are and face it. At least that way you can find a way to be okay with it, because at least you fucking know who you are. Yeah, I say. I've been wondering, maybe the thing we have to worry about isn't out there as much as it's deep inside us, trying to take over and ruin us. You hear that voice nagging at you. You feel it inside, deep down, pounding and in your gut. That feeling, it's raw and it burns. You just want to get outside your skin, force yourself to feel something so you don't feel the fear running through your veins and fucking owning you. Yeah, Hopper says. It's in us for sure, dude, no doubt. Yeah, but still, I keep thinking I got to find a way to cool it, like bring it down. And I get it, like that cop said, don't engage those idiots. But I don't want to bring it down too much because where's the fun in that? I mean, there's something about going out there and living your life. You don't know what's going to happen. All this stuff's coming at you and it gets your blood pumping and you feel alive. I love that feeling. Yeah, for sure, Hopper says. Yeah, like that night at Oliver's with that idiot bouncer and Hamilton with the marijuana cigarettes and Stonies with that girl. It was so much fun. Even that Skydiggers guy, when I was banging his mic stand with my elbow, like it was fun, good times. And at Christie's Cottage. Remember that night after the grad? We stayed up all night by the fire, drinking beers and singing songs. It was still warm out at like 4 a.m. It was a beautiful night. The stars in the sky shining bright and the moonlight. Yeah, Hopper says. I remember. It's a beautiful night. It was a great time. Yeah, when the sun was coming up, I stood on that tree stump and I was singing loud as I could. You were banging your guitar and everyone was asleep in the cottage and they all screamed, "Shut the fuck up." Great night. Yeah, that night's so much fun, says Hopper. So just do your thing, dude. Stay up all night and sing your fucking ass off and let the fire burn. That fire means you're alive, living your life, nobody else's. And if it gets messy sometimes and fucked up, so what? That's life. So go ahead and keep it burning. Maybe just make it a slow burn, like Miss Lynch. You don't need to burn the house down. I nod my head. Hopper says, I think we're all just trying to figure out who we are so we can be that person. We got to play the cards we're dealt, dude. We got no choice. No faking it. We just got to figure it out and be okay with it. Like look in the mirror and smile. Just be who we are. Live our lives. Enjoy the ride and breathe. Yeah, I say. Big picture, dude. For sure, Hopper says. I nod my head and smile. Then I look down and stare at my fries and gravy because I don't want him to see the tears in my eyes. And that's the end of chapter 23.